Hey, happy day 31 of the BP Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, also known as Pajama Grandma. Not sure, I think I probably shared that, but I'm traveling for the next 20 plus days. And so it's going to be really interesting because whenever you're doing a challenge, it's challenging to do a challenge, especially a 90-day challenge when you're at home and you're in your usual environment. It's even more challenging to do it when you're traveling. Now, we selected yesterday our second big piece, our second segment, the second big thing we're going to focus on in order to move us toward our 90-day goal or objective by the end of the year. Mine, of course, is lowering my blood pressure. And I meant to do my blood pressure yesterday. I'll do it today and report what it is. I'm really curious because with traveling, we're out of our ordinary routine, and that tends to mess us up, not only emotionally, energetically, physically, sometimes spiritually, but also especially physically. It messes up, at least me, when I travel. I tend to retain water, I tend to get sluggish, I tend to mess with my activity level, and overall, if I'm going to get sick, I tend to get sick when I'm traveling. And so I'm being especially careful because I don't want to get sick, because at the end of this first leg of my trip, actually second leg of my trip, I am going on a cruise, and the last thing I want to be is sick on a ship. I don't think that sounds very good. I don't get seasick, but I don't want to be have a cold or something like that sick either, because that would not be any fun. Going to have fun in the sun, not to be sick. So today, for the BP Challenge, I've already selected my second segment. It is movement, physical activity, exercise, the dreaded word exercise. I admit I used to dread the word exercise because I never did it. I never did any after college years and got married and had kids. For about the next 2.5 decades, I really didn't hardly ever exercise on purpose, and for a lot of reasons and excuses, but for the most part, I just chose not to do it. I didn't make taking care of myself a priority, and that, shut me down in a very big way, because, if we ignore something long enough, guess what? It will catch up to us and make us pay attention. So I want to teach you a couple things today. I want to talk about PDCA, which stands for Plan, Do, Check, Act, and it's a method of looking at a project or looking at a thing, and it's a quick, easy reminder that I actually learned back in college, and I've continued to use through all these decades later. Then we want to talk about why is this segment, why is this thing that we're deciding to do as this segment of the challenge important, and then how are we going to blank today, meaning how are we going to, whatever it is that our segment is, our action, our activity, how are we going to do it today? How are we going to take some action toward it today? So for example, mine is movement, physical activity, exercise. How am I going to actually implement that today? How am I going to take action? How am I going to move on that today? But first, whenever we look at a new thing, a new project, a new thing we want to achieve, a new goal, we want to use, I like to use a little model called Plan, Do, Check, Act. We're going to plan out what we're going to do. And this planning phase should probably be a big portion of before you act or do anything, right? We want to do a little research, consider our alternatives, pick the alternative that's best for us. Then we want to, so that's all part of the planning phase. Then we're going to pick that alternative that's best for us. We're going to actually take action and do something and figure out how we're going to implement that. What are we going to do? What are we actually going to do? How are we going to implement that? And that's, again, a little bit of carryover between the plan and the do phase. And then we're going to act. We're actually going to do the thing that we say we're going to do. We're going to take action. We're going to, so for example, I'm going to plan to exercise today, right? I'm going to do some movement. I'm going to exercise today. I'm going to think about what are all the possibilities, what are all the possible things I could do that are physical activities, that are movement, that are getting my fingers and my joints and my body moving. There's infinite possibilities, right? Now it's pouring rain out. It's been raining for the last 3 days where I've been, wherever we've gone, it's been raining. I think I get accused of taking the bad weather with me whenever I come to Texas, and I'm starting to feel like I do, because last time I was here there was a blizzard. Actually, not the last time. The time before that, there was a blizzard. Then last time it was rain and cold, and now again it's rain and cold. So I love Texas, but I don't know. They might not let me in pretty soon, because I do seem to bring the cold weather with me as I'm leaving Wisconsin and coming down to Texas. But so I have to figure out, what am I going to do today? I've got lots of alternatives. I can go for a walk in the rain. Walking in the rain is kind of fun. In Texas, it's not as cold as Wisconsin, so I don't mind walking in the rain. this time of year anyway. I can go indoors, maybe to, I don't know if they have big shopping malls here, but I could go shopping or something and walk around in a big building. I could go up to there's a club where I'm staying, and I can go to the exercise room there in the facility. That's what I've done the last couple of days, is use the exercise room in the hotels that we've been at, which I like because it gives me an opportunity to use different types of equipment that I don't use at home. And so the dreaded elliptical machine, I hate them. They make me dizzy, but they're super duper good for me, and they're good for my heart, and they're good for my motion and moving. So I like to use them when I'm in a hotel. I'm never going to buy one though. I can tell you that right now. It's like a stepper. I had a stepper before I got married, and I lost a ton of weight and got in really good shape, but that was a long time ago, so I'm not going to do that. So plan, do, check, act. So then I'm going to, oh, this is totally wrong. Plan, do, check, act. So plan, I'm going to plan out what I'm going to do. Do, I'm going to actually do it. Check, I'm going to see what kind of results I got. And then act means I'm going to create a system to make that automatic. So plan, do, check, act. Sorry, I'm going to get myself totally sidetracked. So today I'm going to plan to go up to the exercise room. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go to the exercise room, work on the different equipment, and then I'm going to check and see, did that make me feel good? Did it meet my objective of going up and exercising today? Well, of course, check mark, yes. It's either yes or no. For me, it's either I did physical activity and I exercised and I moved today, or I didn't. It's really, there's no cut and dried. Either I did it or I didn't do it, right? Some things that you might be measuring or you might be doing require more measurement or more specific measure. Maybe you're going to make 20, or that's a lot. Let's say you're going to make 5 calls today, 5 calls to new potential customers because you want to get more customers in your business and bring more people into whatever it is that you do. Either you made those 5 calls or you didn't. Or maybe you want to track how many calls a day you make. Maybe you're going to track them and see if it's trending up or down or across. Or of the number of calls that you made, how many people responded positively. It depends on what you're doing as part of the challenge. Maybe you're doing a no smoking challenge, and so maybe this segment's about moving too, or maybe this segment is about I don't know, cutting back on cigarettes. I never smoke, so this is a hard example for me to do. But whatever your next segment is, why? Let's talk about. So plan, do, check, act, and then make it systematic. So if I decide that I liked exercising up at the exercise room, maybe that's what I'm going to do every day that I'm here for this segment. I'm going to go and I'm going to use different pieces of equipment. I'm going to try different pieces of equipment, whatever. That's mine for movement. But why am I going to do this? Why is it important for me to do this particular segment to move me toward my goal? I want to spend a couple of minutes today thinking about that and saying, and I don't care if you use plan, do, check, act or not. I just want to teach you that that's an option for as we get to each of these segments, thinking about what you're going to do throughout the segment. But I do want you to ask yourself, why today? Why is this thing the thing that I'm doing to move me toward my goal? So why am I choosing movement and physical activity and exercise as the thing that's going to help me lower my blood pressure? Because if I don't have logical reasons why I'm doing something and then tie that into the emotional reasons why I'm doing it, which is easy to do because I don't want to take another medication, and I am emotional about that. If I don't ask myself the why and really, really feel the why, then it's easy for me to not do it. It's easier for me to say, I'm tired. I rode in the car 6 hours today. I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like exercising. And then it's easier to not do the thing that I need to do than it is to do it in some circumstances. So we want to get everything that we can rigged in our favor to ensure that we have success. So today, of all the things I've talked about, your assignment is really to spend a couple of minutes thinking about why you're doing the thing that you're doing. And also do it, right? Take a step toward doing it today. So I don't want you to wait another day before you actually take action toward what it is that you're doing in this segment. So I'm not going to wait till tomorrow to exercise. I'm not going to take 3 days off and not move and do the things I know that I need to do for this particular segment while I'm learning the pieces and the components of the process that we're going to use over and over and over again throughout the challenge, right? Or when I'm sharing components and ideas and strategies with you, like plan, do, check, act. That is just one model, one system that you can follow to come up with how you're going to map out doing each one of these segments. And when I teach you something like that, you can do that today. It'd be awesome if you did. But your main assignment today, yesterday was thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about this segment. Today is why. Why is this segment important for you? And tomorrow, we're going to talk about, again, the action that you're taking with respect to getting the result that you want for this particular segment. So if you have any questions about this, because I might have been a little convoluted, ask below. Otherwise, what's your why? Why is this important for you achieving your goal? Because that is what will get you through on the days that you're like, I don't want to do it. I'm tired. Why am I really doing this? Because then you're going to ask, you have an automatic answer, because your brain and your subconscious is going to say, why am I doing this again? Why is this important? Why am I doing this instead of watching a Netflix show or something? Or why am I watching this instead of doing something else? You want to be armed and ready and motivated to keep you going toward your goal. At least that works for me. So if you have any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.